Welcome everyone, Jade coming at you from my yoga dome. It's nice and toasty in here. I hope it's warm where you're at. We're gonna do a great flow with arm balances, hamstring opening, heart center opening. It's gonna be wonderful. So grab a couple blocks, a strap, and I'll meet you at the top of the mat. Mountain pose. Bring your big toes to touch, leave space between your heels. You're pressing evenly through all four corners of your feet. Reach the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Let your shoulders go down and away from your ears, creating a nice long spine, long neck. Feel your belly start to activate. Navel pulls in towards the spine. Doing this without puffing through the chest, sticking the bottom out, or rounding through your back. We'll warm up our bodies with some sun salutations, one of my favorite ways to open, to build some heat. Next breath, you inhale, arms reach up, Urdhva Hastasana in, Tadasana, triceps are wrapping towards the front of the mat. Keep pressing through the feet, flat back, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift, lengthen, coming up halfway. Step back, plank pose for the first one, top of a push-up, elbows in, keep pushing the mat away, rooting through all fingers, all knuckles, heels draw back. Keeping those elbows in, let's come all the way to the mat. Untuck the toes, and we'll slide our hands off of our mat, tent the fingers, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Draw the heart through, lengthening your spine as you lift. You shouldn't feel any compression in your mid or lower back. If you do, please drop your chest, re-lengthen your spine, and then curl on up. We're breathing here. Shoulders down and away. 3, 2, and 1. Drop the chest, slide on back, downward facing dog. So we have about 5 or so breaths here. Take the first 1 or 2 breaths to move, and then focus on your stillness. Let your ears fall between the arms. There's energy between the hands and the feet. You're trying to crinkle the mat between the hands and between those feet. Spiral the inner thighs towards the ceiling. Let's look to the top of the mat. We'll take our feet to our hands. Step up, hop up, float up, however you get there. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, shoulders stay on the back, forward fold, Uttanasana. Root to rise, arms come up. Hands come back through heart center, right into your forward fold. Let's build some heat, going through more sun sals. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, plank pose. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Just 3 breaths here. Starting to move a little faster to get that heat going. Right into your stillness. Let's look to the top of the mat. We'll bring our feet to our hands, however you get there. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, into that fold. Root to rise. Arms come up with you. Hands move through heart center, right back into that fold. Again, inhale, lifting. Exhale, plank pose, step, hop or float. Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows in. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Right into that stillness. Lift the quadriceps, lift your kneecaps as you're lengthening your hamstrings down and back. Look to the front of the mat. We'll bring our feet to the top. Inhales left. Exhale into that forward fold. Press through the feet, rise up to stand. Hands come to heart center, Samasthiti. Sun B. Let's bring the big toes to touch, space between the heels, right into the chair pose. Triceps wrap forward. Keep your ears in line with your triceps. We'll sit a little deeper. Lift the heart a little higher. We're breathing here for 3, for 2, and 1. Forward fold. Find your way to down dog. Again, this is your practice. This is what you want to make it. Listen to your body. Rest when you need to rest. Challenge when you need to challenge. Take your right leg high to the sky. Rise up onto the ball of your left foot and lift your right leg even higher. Really energize. Keep the height through the right leg. Lower that left heel. Let's look to the top. We'll step the right foot to the right hand. Come onto the ball of your back foot. High lunge. Hips are square to the front. From here, grow through your spine. Maybe it comes into a back bend if it's there for you. Keep the ears in line with the shoulders so we're not straining through the neck. 3, 2, and 1. Hands to the mat. Step, hop, or float through your chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left leg goes high. Rise onto the ball of the right leg. Energize here. Lower the right heel down. Keep the space that you've created through the left side. Look forward, left foot to the left hand. Think train tracks versus tightrope with those legs. Stability is key, so set yourself up for that. From here, maybe it's back into a back bend. You can keep your back leg bent if you need to, or you're gonna work to press the thigh towards straight. Hands to the mat. Down dog is where we meet. Three breaths. Shoulders on the back. Let's look to the front of the mat. We'll step, hop, or float our feet to our hands. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale into our forward fold. Root to rise. Arms come up with you. Hands to the heart center. Keep your right leg forward. Step your left foot back. Shortening our stance so it's not a true warrior one. Hips are still squaring towards the front of your mat. We're going to straighten the front leg. You can take your hands behind you, maybe reverse prayer, maybe fist bumps, or you can interlace. Use a strap if you need to. I like to keep a strap handy. I have tight shoulders. So we're drawing the knuckles towards the floor. Shoulder blades are pressing together. Flat back. Hinge over your front leg. Now keep equal pressure through both feet. Both legs are strong. We're not locking out those knees. We're breathing here. We have 3, 2, and 1. Soften your front leg. Release the bind. And we're turning to face the long edge of our mat. I'll turn so you don't have to stare at my butt. That's probably covered with dog hair. All right, we're in our wide leg forward fold. Take your arms out to the side. We're gonna flow. We're gonna bend the right knee and the left knee. So we're sliding side to side. It's almost like Skandasana. We're keeping our hips low and we're not worried about those toes lifting like we would in our Skandasana. Breathe here. We're just creating some energy, some space. Just 3, 2, and 1. Find your way back to the right knee bent. We're going to turn to face the front of the mat. So right leg is forward, left leg is back. Heel toe the right foot out to the side and lower that left knee down. All right, right arm, bring it under your right leg. Remember those fingers that we did earlier, the tenting of the fingers? We're gonna bring the arms out so the fingers are tented. And then tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Breathe here. Keep the right hip tracking towards the center of your mat. And then maybe you play with a floating of the hands. Breathe here. Gazes forward. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands down. Lower your back knee. Heel toe the right foot out to the front. Hips stay over the back knee. We don't want to slide our butt back. That's going to take away from the hamstring stretch. So we walk that right heel forward and we're squaring. Draw the right hip back as the left hip moves forward. Deep breath. As you exhale, half splits. Think nose to toes. 3, 2, and 1. Soften the front leg. Tuck the back toes. We're going to step our left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale's length. Exhale into that forward fold. Root to rise. Let your arms come up. Hands come to heart center. Samasti Tahi. Right foot steps back. We're going for that shortened stance of our warrior number 1. Strap handy if you like having the strap. Straighten the front leg. Slight angle of the back foot. Shoulder blades together. Flat back. Forward fold. Hinge from the hips. Think nose to toes. And this isn't the time that you worry about a pedicure. Left hip tracks to the center of your mat. Back leg is strong. You've got it. 3, 2, and 1. Soften that front leg. Release whatever bind you had. We're going to turn to face the long edge of our mat the other way. Arms extend out to the side. We'll bend the left knee. We'll bend the right leg. Go as low as you can. Moving side to side, creating some space, some lubrication through the hip joints. Few more. 3, 2, and 1. We have our left knee bent. We're going to turn back to face the front of the mat. Lower the right knee down, heel toe the left foot out to the side. Left arm under that left leg. Walk the hands out, tent your fingers, think of little spiders here. Tucking your back toes, lift that back knee. Gaze is forward, use your drishti. Maybe work on floating the arms. You got it. 3, 2, and 1. Walk the hands in, lower that back knee. Tucking the toes, step yourself up. Right foot meets the left, top of the mat. Inhale's length, exhale, forward fold. Let's rise up to stand. Cleansing the palate with a vinyasa, forward fold. Find your way to down dog. Stepping, hopping, floating, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing. Keep pushing the mat away. Spiral those inner thighs. Sit bones to the sky. Bend your knees and then lift the bottom up and then press those legs towards straight to the best of your ability. Look forward. Let's bring our feet to the top of the mat. Hip distance with your feet. Let's go ahead. We'll take our big toes in our Pada Gustasana. So we have our peace fingers, our index and middle fingers, wrapping around the big toes. The toes, we're trying to lift them, but the toes are resisting. They're pushing into those fingers. Soften your knees, bringing your belly and your thighs together. Work on keeping that connection as you straighten the legs. Head is heavy, shoulders on the back. Lengthen your neck. All right, things are gonna get a little crazy, but don't worry about it. All right, keeping the yogi toe lock. Press into your right foot. You can soften that right leg if you need to. We're gonna lift our left foot just an inch. Look forward, and then open up your leg to the side. Breathe here. You got it. Lift a little higher. Smile. It's okay. Worst things can happen. 3, 2, and 1. With control, left leg comes down. Release the right hand. Look forward, soften both legs. Slide the left heel forward. Shoulder stays on the back. Pressing through the foot. We're gonna rise all the way up. Now, if that's too much, feel free to come out of it. Grab the big toe, knee can stay bent. We're gonna work on straightening the leg. And turn back for me to face the front of the mat. Breathe here if you need to. Right arm out to the side to counter. And open up to the left. Beautiful. Extend back to center. Right arm goes high, left arm goes high. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweeping your leg back. Drop your hands to the floor. And the left leg goes high. Standing splits. Let your hands be supported if they need to. Soften your standing leg. Step your left foot back. We have warrior number 1. Opening up warrior number 2. Heel to arch with the feet. Right hip tracks to the center of the mat. Straighten your front leg. Flip the front palm, reversing your triangle. Coming in to your triangle pose. Right hand to the floor or to the block. You can also bring it to the shin. Reach the left arm overhead. So your arm is in line, biceps in line with that ear. And we'll make some circles. Reaching that arm back, up and around. Just moving as it feels good, creating some space. Next time the arm is forward, hold here and then float that bottom arm. Activating the core. 3, 2, and 1. Warrior number 2. All right, let's turn to face the long edge of our mat, and I'm going to turn so I'm facing you. Interlace the hands behind your back. Inner thighs are lifting. Don't let those knees collapse. Strong legs here. Flat back, hinge from your hips, forward fold. Knuckles are reaching up and over. Folding, lengthening, breathing. It's all here. All right, come up halfway. Release the bind, and we'll turn towards the front of the mat, setting up for our warrior number 2. I'll turn away from you so you can see what's going to happen next with the hands. So we've got our warrior number 2. We're going to flip our front palm as we trace the ceiling. Our back hand is going to come behind us, and we're reaching towards our right hip. Going for a side angle with the bind. Use your strap if you need to. Right arm comes underneath the right leg. Notice the butt wants to stick out. You're going to pull it back to the center, and you're revolving your heart up to the sky. Look forward. Step your left foot to meet your right. Okay. So from here, we're going to work on either rising up to our bird of paradise. We're going to work on straightening your standing leg, and then maybe just lifting the toes off of your the toes of the right foot off of the mat. Find that one point to gaze. Rise up slowly. Right leg comes up. Now feel free to stay here. This is a great place to stay. Or you're going to work on straightening up the leg. Reach the crown of the head towards the ceiling. You've got it. 3, 2, and 1. Step it back. Release. Windmill the hands. Making your way to your downward facing dog. Five breaths. Let's look to the front of the mat. Left leg is gonna step to meet the hands. Right leg is gonna step to meet the hands. Inhale's length. Exhale into your fold. Press through the feet, rise all the way. Hands come to heart center, Samastiti. Gonna do it on the second side. Finding your way into your big toe, grab Padangustasana. Left hand comes down, right hand comes down, step your front leg back. Down dog is where we're gonna meet. Keep the shoulders on the back. The neck is long. A lot of times I see people and their shoulders are right up to their earlobes. That is not comfortable. You should feel lengthening here, not compression. All right, let's look to the top of the mat. We'll bring our feet to our hands, stepping, hopping, floating. However you get there, hip distance with those feet. Soften your knees, Padangustasana. Grab those big toes. Elbows bend to the side. Shift the weight forward. All right, from here, we've got that crazy opening. So feel free to let go of the left foot, or you're gonna keep your yogi toe lock. So we're pushing down. We're gonna lift our right foot just an inch, and then open on up to the side. Breathe here. Long spine, you got it. 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. This time, left hand to your waist. Soften both legs. Right shoulder stays on the back. Slide the right heel forward. Activate that core. Find that one point that's going to help you. Use your drishti with control, with thought, with care. Rise on up. Beautiful. Open it up. Left arm can come out to the side. Back to center, right arm, left arm go high. Hold here, you got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it back, standing splits. Walk the ribs down your front leg, trying to get longer. Soften that standing leg, step it back. We'll go through warrior 1 on our way to warrior number 2. Left hip is pulling to the center, right inner thigh is strong, back leg is strong. The front knee is tracking towards the pinky edge of your foot as the hip is pulling inward. You should see your big toe. If you don't, then you need to draw your knee back a little bit. Flip the front palm, straighten your front leg, reversing your triangle. Trikonasana. Left hand to the floor, to the shin, or a block. Right arm draws towards the front of your mat. Make some big circles. Reaching up, over, and back. Moving at your own pace. Create that range of motion we so desperately need through the shoulders. One more time. Right arm along the ear, left arm forward, breathe here. Rotate that chest, engage the core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, warrior number 2. Let's turn the toes to face the long edge of our mat, and we'll set back up for a wide leg forward fold. Interlacing the hands behind your back, changing the crossing, or maybe you go for your reverse prayer or fist bumps. Knuckles to the floor if you got those hands interlaced, flat back, hinge from your hips. You might notice that you're creating more space, more range of motion. Lengthen your neck. Lift the bellies. 3, 2, and 1. Rise on up halfway. Release whatever variation you have. Set yourself back up. Warrior number 2. Windmill those arms. Flip the front palm. As you reverse your warrior, right hand comes behind you. Reach for your left hip. Open up that chest. Breathe your strong legs. Side angle. Knowing where we're heading, we've got that bind. Use the strap as you need to. Right shoulder back. Left arm underneath. This is actually going to help you straighten your leg. So you want to be higher up on the thigh towards the knee, then closer to the pubic bone. Rotate. Look forward. Slide the right foot to meet the left. Come onto the ball of your left foot. If this is plenty, you're going to work here, and then maybe it's just little taps up. If you've got it, rise to stand. Reach the crown of the head to the sky. You can keep that knee bent, or you're going to start to spread the toes, straighten the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Step it back. Windmill up. Take your hands all the way to the mat. We're going to meet in our child's pose. Let your knees go wide. Let your big toes touch. Maybe you shift it side to side as you come on down. Now keep your elbows on the mat. Bring the hands to prayer position, and then thumbs come to the shoulder blades. Getting into the heart center just a little bit more. All right, let's get going. Releasing your child's pose. Downward facing dog. Now take this time to move any props out of the way, especially coffee. All right, down dog. Here we go. Right leg goes high. Knee to nose, pull it in. Kick it back. Over to the left, tap the left arm. Bring it back. Over to the right side. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step your right foot to the outside of your right leg. Drop the left knee. Right arm comes under that right leg. Plant your hands firmly. Elbows pull in. Think chaturanga here. So you're making a shelf. You're making a shelf with that you're lifting up that back thigh, your front thigh. Tuck the back toes, look forward. See if you can start to heel toe your right foot out. Keep those elbows in, and then maybe that right heel comes off the mat. Think chaturanga, maybe that left heel comes up as well. 3, 2, and 1. Left leg down, right leg down. 3-legged dog, bring it back. Look to the front of the mat, step the right foot forward, crescent lunge, deep breath. Hips are square here. Find one point to gaze. Step onto your right foot, left knee into the chest. Airplane, arms come back. Kick your left leg back, shoulder blades together. Crack that walnut between the arms. Breathe here, 3, 2, and 1. Into your standing splits, hands to the floor. If you need blocks, grab your blocks. All right, left knee to your right calf. Tap, pulsing, soften your right leg. Kick it back, standing splits. Again, tap and pulse. Extend. One more time, tap and then straighten, hold here. If you want to challenge yourself, you can float your hands, you can grab your ankle. We have 3, 2, and 1. Left leg will meet the right. Bring your feet wide, come into a squat malasana. You can stay in your squat. This is a great place to go. If you'd like to go deeper or work an arm balance, you can come into your crow pose. Set yourself up, hands shoulder width apart, fingers are spread evenly. Take your knees to the outside of your arms. Looking forward, you don't want to look down. That's when we drop into our headstand. Elbows in. Lift the heels towards the bottom. Bottom towards the heels. Keep squeezing those arms in. Belly's lifting. 3, 2. Maybe you shoot it back. 1. Down dog's where we're going to go. Left leg goes high. Knee to nose. Kick it back. Over to the right. Kick it back. Over to the left. Hold here. Heel towards your thigh. Heel towards your bum. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left foot steps to the outside. Right knee down. Set yourself up. Left arm comes under the left leg. Elbows in. Setting ourselves up for Ekapada Kundanyasana 2. So maybe you just do the prep. Elbows in. Make a shelf. Feel free to walk that left leg out. Maybe the heel lifts. Maybe that right leg lifts. You've got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep it back. Nice job. Crescent lunge. Left foot to the front. Stand the ball of your back. Arms high. Neutral pelvic bowl. Try not to lean too far forward or too far back. Press into your left foot. Right knee into the chest. Arms come out. Airplane pose. Shoulder blades together. Hips are level. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. Standing splits. Going for our pulses. Soften your standing leg. Tap the calf with the knee of your right leg. And pulse. Each time try and get more lift. And pulse. One more time. And we'll hold here. Take it to where you want to go. Maybe it's a balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right leg comes down. All right, inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Finding your way to a seated position. However you decide to get there. All right, this is where you might want to have those blocks. And where you might want to have your strap. If you'd like to sit up on a blanket, feel free. So coming into either full lotus. If you don't have full lotus, you're going to come to a kneeling position. and the hands are gonna come back. So we'll do a couple of these, so feel free to try them all. So if you're in a kneeling position, coming into Lolasana, press the hands into the block, lift the knees towards the chest. Now you might stay here, you might get those heels up, you might get those toes up. 3, 2, and 1, lower down. All right, so that might be where you stay. If you have lotus in your practice, come into your lotus. Hands to the block. You can also take them to the floor. I like using the block. All right, feel the pubic bone lifting. Feel the pelvic floor lifting. Engage the core, find that one point to gaze. Lift the hips, lift the knees if you're in your Tolasana. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Come on down. All right, last one. So you might stay in all the variations that you were previously in, or you're gonna work on crossing the legs in the opposite direction. Traditionally, lotus is supposed to be done in one way, but I think it's good to bring that balance in. I tend to buck tradition. All right, wherever you're at, engage the bandhas. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, lifting up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Come on down. All right, let's take those legs wide. Pedal the feet. You can take your hands to your bottom. You can also make fists and lift yourself up. And then release yourself down. Coming into a seated wide-legged forward fold. Keep those toes to the sky. Walk the hands out. So we want to eventually, if you can get the forehead to the floor, I want you to work on drawing the chin towards the mat. It's more advanced. Keep the sits bones on the floor. Try not to round in the upper back. Maybe grab your big toes if that's calling to you. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Nice and slow. Come on up. Bring the legs in. All right, so we will take our compass pose, which is one of my favorites, and you can also come into an arm balance from it. But we'll go compass and then we'll work our arm balance. All right, make a loop with your strap or your belt, whatever you have, and you want it secure to your foot, just so you're not gonna like lose the foot suddenly and then it slingshots off to the side. That's no bueno. All right, from here you can start with the pinky edge of your foot. You're gonna work on drawing the knee back and forth. If you're like, you know what, this just feels really good, I wanna stay here, go for it, stay here. It's a great place to go. Eventually you can work into foot to ear. All right, left heel, bring it in towards your sits bones. We're gonna bring our right arm underneath the right leg. Now we've done a lot of this today, so it shouldn't feel so foreign, but it is still, it's awkward, all right? Let's be honest, call it what it is. All right, again, this might be plenty. This might be where you stay. Maybe you look at your foot and, you know, admire your beautiful toes, or you're thinking, count down to when I can get a pedicure. All right, right arm crosses that right leg. Feel free to use a block if you're having trouble reaching the floor. All right, lean back just a little bit, and then we're resisting the arm into the leg, and then heart moves forward, straighten that right leg, and then drawing forward. Use your strap. Feel free to grab as far away from the strap as you need to, or maybe you can reach your foot and you don't want to use that strap. Rotate the chest up, lean forward, breathing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on out. release. Take those legs wide, bend the knees, sway it out. Let's go Uvishta Konasana one more time. Legs go wide. Walk the heels further away. Lift the bottom. Release yourself down. Toes keep pointing to the sky. Coming into your fold. Again, arms can be out. You can grab the big toes. You can support your forehead on a block. I find balancing poses are so great because you're focused on only that, balancing. An arm balance, standing balance. A nice complement to that is the slowing down and the slowing of your thoughts in a forward fold. All right, one more breath. Come on up. More yoga to do. Legs in. All right, right heel comes in towards the pubic bone. Take your strap. I always like to start with the strap because you never know how you're gonna feel, right? We ask our hamstrings to do so much, and sometimes they're just smoked. They're cooked. They're like, no more. All right, grabbing the foot. We'll work that back and forth motion. It's just a great way to create a little space, some lubrication. Remembering, if this feels great, you stay here. This is a great place to stay. Feel like, bring it on. Here we go. Left arm comes under that left leg. Hand comes to the mat. Hand can also come to a block if you're having trouble reaching the floor. Right hand either grabs your foot, or we've got this beautiful strap. So use as much of it as you need. Arm and leg are resisting one another, just like in that bird of paradise pose. From here, work on straightening that left leg. Now you might find that you're not as open on one side, and that's okay. Heart forward. Breathe here. 3. Lift the chest a little bit higher. 2. 1. Come on down. Release. Remove your strap if you still have it on. Take those legs wide, windshield wiper. Side to side. All right, so we have Astavarkrasana, which is another one of my favorite poses. If you're like, Ashtava, what? No way. You can work on the what we were just doing. Second time around always feels great, but just for time constraints, we're not going to be able to do that unless that's where you're going. So you decide. Remember, this is your practice. All right, if you're into your Astavarkrasana, I like doing it on blocks. I feel like I get a little bit more lift out of it. I'll show it with and without. So starting without, just in case you don't have those at home, we're going to take that right arm underneath our right leg. You're wanting to face the long edge of your mat here. Then we're going to hook the left leg over. So we're here, and this again is a great place to just work on getting those heels off the mat. If you've got it, you're going to plant the hands. You're going to lift the bottom. So there's a slight movement of the hips back, and then we're going to sweep the legs out to the side, straightening here. Keep both shoulders lifting. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. So eventually you can transition into crow and then Titipasana, all kinds of crazy things. And again, you can come from your compass pose. So on this next side, I will show you how to do it with your blocks in case you have your blocks. The beauty of a home practice, right? So this time, left arm under that left leg. You're going to bring your hands to your blocks. You're going to hook that right ankle over your left. From here, you're going to start to lift up. We're gonna push our legs out to the side. Kick, 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 elbows in. Breathe here, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bottoms down, release. Nice job, shake out your wrists. Actually come to a kneeling position. Palms face up, lean back. How did that feel? Again, feel free to keep working on it. These things don't come overnight. Often it's not the first or the 10th time that you try it that you get it. But that's the beauty of yoga. I mean, if we could really do everything at once, first time we did it, would it be any fun? Don't answer that. All right, come onto your backs. On your back, knees into your chest, rock it out. Let your knees go to the outside of your waist and grab your big toes, the calves or the pinky edge of your feet. You're gonna rock side to side. Maybe you straighten the legs. Another moment or two here. All right, release. So we'll take an inversion of some kind. You might have shoulder stand in your practice. You might want to do legs up against the wall. Maybe you have headstand in your practice. You also could do headstand against a wall. Picking the inversion that works best for you. For me, I'm going to take traditional Shirshasana headstand. My fingers are interlaced. I'm making a slight cup, and you're stacking your pinkies one in front of the other, not one on top of the other. You want to find towards the center top of your head, elbows in, walk the feet, and slowly pull yourself up. Don't forget your breath. Keep those hips square. A few more cycles of breath. Slow with your release. If you are in headstand, take a child's pose. And make your way onto your backs. We will take our Shavasana. Any props that you like to have in your Shavasana, go ahead, grab them. And this is where I will leave you. So I want you to take as much time as you can here. Let everything relax. Let everything soften. Your feet are falling open. Let the knees relax. Let your hips be heavy. Your breath is moving freely throughout the whole body. Just feel the rise and the fall of your chest. Let your lips part. Soften the space between your eyes. Just know that everything that you need is right here within you. Taking your time here and just knowing that the love, the light, and the divine in me honors the love, the light, and the divine in you. Namaste.